It's not a place you go, it's a place that comes to you. It's not about who you know or who's in your heart. It may come as a surprise, but you are not alone. All that you have is not what you own. The afterlife.
Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video in regards to audio ITC. I've been getting questions from people who have seen my videos on YouTube, who have heard my interview with Sandra Champlain on We Don't Die Radio, and who have found me on Facebook. And the questions range quite a bit, but they're usually from people that are new to ITC work, or EVP work. So I just wanted to go into a few things that you may need to know just starting out. It's important. First thing I want to talk about is recorders. Everyone that does EVP work, I don't care who you are, you need a recorder. Whether it's a camera on, microphone on a camera, or if it's a handheld cheap digital recorder, or if it's a little bit of a higher end digital recorder. You need a recorder. It doesn't matter. If you're on a budget, get a little $30 digital recorder with the USB port on it so that you can pipe it right into your computer. Because you're definitely going to need to put it into something to listen to. You can listen to it on the recorder, but believe me, for the best results, you're going to want to put it into a program. So, all right, recorders. You don't need anything high-end to start off with, especially if you're just starting into the ITC work. Let's talk about EVPs. EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. Everybody knows that, right? It's a blanket term. And what I want to talk about is EVPs, as far as I'm concerned, are a voice phenomena that comes from the air, the area, from running water, from a running fan, a moving vehicle. When you're hearing a voice that appears and it's imprinting onto an electronic device, right? That's an EVP to me. There's direct radio voice phenomenon, or DRVP. That's when you're running a scanning ghost box, whether it be a PSB7, whether it be, the Sanjian hack jobs. What you're looking at is a direct radio voice that's coming through. Direct app voice phenomenon is going to come from an application on your smartphone, or it's going to come from a tablet, or it could be even on your PC or laptop. So that's going to be a direct app voice phenomenon, DAVP. A lot of people think that they have to go out and buy expensive equipment and all sorts of gear, ghost boxes, things like that. You don't need to go out and buy, $150, $180, guitar pedals. You don't need to go out and buy $150 to $300 mini amps. Unless you want to. That's your preference. That's fine. But that's not what you need to establish contact. You need to have the will to sit down each day and establish a relationship with the spirits, firstly. And you can do that with this. And you can do it with a faucet that's running. You can do it with a fan. That's the first thing you need. So you don't need to go out and purchase all this equipment. The most important thing you need to get is a recorder. I don't want to say I'm an expert, because I am not an expert. In fact, I don't think anyone is an expert in the ITC field. I think that we are all learning, we are all evolving, and we are all on a constant journey for the same destination. And so I just want to put that out there. What I'm explaining to you about ITC is what I know and what I've learned. I've been working almost 7 years on ITC EVP audio work. I have journal upon journals that I've kept. I have hard drives filled with EVPs. I've put in the work, and I think a lot of people watch the magic YouTube videos and they think that everything's very easy and it comes and it's all magical. And it is magical. It's magical to speak with a spirit. But there's also a work side to it. And I think that people don't understand that part because it's not conveyed often. It's not put out. It's kind of like the Long Island medium going into a deli and suddenly just being able to read. They're not showing you the parts before where she has to meditate or get into the right mode to be able to do that. It's not always on. And it's the same thing with EVP ITC work. You know, there's magic when it happens, but there's work that has to be put in before the magic happens. So I think the first thing you need to do is establish a relationship with spirit. You need to know who's around you and who's part of your team so that you can distinguish who you're speaking to. Let's talk about speakers. A lot of people think, you know, you have to have your portal and your wonder box and all that stuff that's been glamorized. And, you know, this standalone is just an amp, a speaker, essentially. So, what do you need? Do you need to go out and buy, you know, a very expensive speaker for a guitar? No, you don't. I mean, technically you can use the speaker right on the box itself if it has an output. But I mean, let's get real. If you're using a cell phone or even a, you know, Kindle sort of device, speakers aren't that great. So, you know, little speakers like this that have the Bluetooth built in, that have the charging rate USB, so you can carry it all on its own. It's its own unit. And you can use, you know, a 3.5 millimeter, you know, connection and pipe it right in to your audio in and then into whatever device it is that you're using if it doesn't have Bluetooth capability. So what you're doing is you're just amplifying the sound and making it clear for your recorder to pick up and for your ears to pick up. You don't need a high-end speaker. I mean, I have this is one of my favorites. It's just a Libertone Zip and it charges up. I think I get about 8 hours of playtime off of it, and it's cylindrical, so it has like the surround sound. It's really nice. And it's carryable. It's heavy though, it's bulky. I mean, if you're trying to pack something up in a backpack, you're probably gonna want to put this in, you know, with the radio or with whatever you're using. Headphones. You're definitely gonna need headphones. I recommend getting a nice pair of headphones. If you're gonna pony up on money for equipment, get yourself a nice pair of headphones because you're gonna be putting a lot of time into having headphones on your head and listening to the evidence that you receive. So the better the headphone, honestly, the better it is to pull out those EVPs or to hear them with more clarity. And you know, they don't have to be, again, high-end headphones. For years I used some Skull Candy headphones, but I realized, you know, I was wearing and tearing on the ear pads and the sound could be a bit better. So, you know, I went onto eBay and got some, you know, good deals on decent professional studio headphones, and I keep those on hand, you know, to switch hit when I need to, or if I have somebody else sitting in on the session, I can give them a good pair of headphones to hear evidence. So far we have the three main things that you're going to need: a recorder, headphones, and a speaker. A lot of people ask me if I have attachments or if there are spirits or ghosts around, or if I notice tapping or noises or sounds because of the work that I do. And I have to be honest, yes, I do. It comes with the territory. I think that when you're opening a beacon of light, I think that the entity is going to see that light and they're going to come to it. So you have to be prepared that if you're going to do this work, you're definitely going to experience, you know, maybe being touched or hearing sounds, or maybe even having, if you're doing it in your home, and you're essentially inviting someone into your home. Which brings me to my next point, and that is protection. So when I first started out doing this, I specifically stated my intentions, and my intentions were to speak to beings that had crossed. family, friends, people I've lost. I didn't set out, I hate the term ghost hunter. I'm not a ghost hunter. I don't, and that's not a kick to the field at all. I think that they should be called investigators instead of hunters, but I didn't want to do that kind of work. I wanted to speak to more enlightened beings, not earthbound beings that were of a lower vibrational level. So originally I started off with the intent of connecting with higher vibratory beings. So that's how I started. But like I said, you're this beacon of light, and so you are going to inevitably get different beings in. And when I say different beings, I think any serious ITC researcher will agree with me that there are times where you even pick up ET type of, and I know it sounds crazy, but you get definitely some different things that seem out of this world. And the only thing that you can even relate it to would be extraterrestrial. So if you're gonna work in ITC, in any, sanction of it, like if you're going to be doing photography or video, whatever it is that you're doing, you're definitely still going to want to protect yourself, and everybody can do it their own way. I personally pray. I have my own prayers that I say before I start a session. I have a little routine where I use a mirror and I use incense. And I say a prayer before I open, and I say a prayer upon closing my session, because I'm not inviting in anything negative into my space. I'm not provoking. You never want to command, you never want to provoke. It's about respect. It's as if you're speaking to a living person, because they are a living person, they're just not physical. So that's very important. I just want to stress that, and then I will go into an actual session and show you how I do a session and what you can expect realistically from doing this kind of work. Before I actually start the session, I just wanted to say that there are other methods if you're working from home to do a setup besides using an external speaker and an external recorder. There are ways to use your computer to internally stream record, as well as using headphones into your computer, or piping them out through your computer speakers. So there is another option, and I'm going to show you that really quickly. Okay, so what I'm doing essentially is I'm pulling up the audio streamer recorder, and this is called SoundTap. And you're able to pipe an external microphone into your computer via USB or through the microphone jack, and you're able to go right through into that streaming program while you're running an application, and you should be able to capture the audio evidence. And you're going to go ahead and... Hi guys. I'm doing a demo video. Can you say hello? I'm recording. I'm getting ready to do a session with you.
Go ahead.
This particular session, I'm going to run it through my speaker, and I have it connected to not Bluetooth. So I just have it through a headphone cord, a 3.5 millimeter cord, connected to the speaker, to my Kindle. And I have an Apple phone, so any of the Android apps have to run on this. So we're going to pull up the portal. Let me go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to be using a digital recorder. I'm going to set it a few inches from it, and we'll start the session. Bank 1. Hello. I love you. Who's with me today? See, now if you put all 4 banks on, listen to what it sounds like. Do you hear all that? That's really hard to hear. That's just too much. So you really need to just bring it down to 1 bank or 2 banks at a time and let it roll. So, and you want to stay quiet after you ask your question, obviously, but I'm going to run another bank. I heard a honey. Who's saying honey? I heard here we are. Do you mind if I use the Spiritus now? The Spiritus app?
Louis.
I hear Louis. I hear. I heard. You hear it?
Louis.
Who's Louis? Okay, I'm going to switch it over now. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just switching it over to my iPhone, and I'm just going to get the Spiritus app going.
Bye. Wait.
Get some effects going here. Can you tell me who's here with me now? Do you see what I'm doing now? Hi, Billy. Well, my dog's barking out there, guys. I think I need to go check and see what's going on. I'll be right back.
What? Screaming. See you.
And his
Okay, now we're going to talk about review. And reviewing is the most important and lengthy part of the audio ITC session process. This is where you're able to see what you've captured in waveform visually, which helps a lot. And it's also where you're going to learn to pull out the spirit voices. You're going to be able to learn their cadence or the way they form their sentences. You're going to learn who's around you, what names you're hearing, and it's just going to be a lot easier for backup, replaying, amplifying, slowing it down if you need to. And it's a pretty important part of the process. Here I've opened up my recording to a program called WavePad Sound Editor. And it's a free edition. You can do this through Audacity. There's several other programs out there that you can tinker with. I'm just used to the formatting of the WavePad, so this is what I prefer to use. But I've opened up the recording, and what I'm seeing here is what I had left of the session I performed on video for you. And all my equipment died except for my recorder, and so I have about 4 minutes left of the session to go through. So I'm going to go through that with you now. When I first start out, you're going to hear me say, that's weird. And that's because I came in and noticed my camera was shut down and my Kindle had shut down. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play so you can hear. That's weird.
Good.
Now right there I hear a whisper of Eddie. Now I'm going to turn that up so I can hear that better. If I really want to beef that up, basically all I'm doing is copying it and pasting it to a new file. And then I'm just going to amplify it so that I can hear it better. I'm definitely hearing a whisper saying Eddie. From there, I would just save that. I would save the file, and I would just type in what I heard. And then I would date it. And that way I have it in a folder usually with that particular dated session, so I can keep things in order. And while I'm doing that, I'm actually writing it down in a notebook too, so that I know what I've heard through the sessions, in what order, and you're just keeping a record. So let's move on. I'm hearing a Beck right there. And for the sake of the video, I'm just going to move on a little bit further.
Good.
Here I'm hearing no Jane. So I'm just going to copy that and put it into a new file. And I'm going to go ahead and play that again. Again, I'm going to save that as no Jane. Now, as you can see here, I've put a dash between the no and the Jane. And that's for me to show that I have two different voices saying two different EVPs. So I have a no and a Jane by two different people. And that's how I differentiate. You can come up with your own system, but this is how I do it. I'm going to close my session now because my camera just died.
10.
So I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2,
40.
1. So at the very end of my session, I had an EVP come through about my dog, Brisbee, and we call her Mama. So I heard the spirit say something about Mama. And I had totally forgot that my dog had hurt herself. And the past couple days, she's been unable to jump up onto the couch or the bed or anything like that. So we figured something was wrong with her legs or her back. So it was then I remembered I should ask Spirit if they knew anything about this. And so what you're going to hear is the very end very few minutes, last few minutes of the session, and they're speaking about my dog Brisbee. Thank you, everyone. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Oh yeah. Do you know what's wrong with little mammals?
This.
Did Mammoth hurt her back?
Yeah.
So there you have it. I just wanted to do a quick kind of review of how I do my ITC audio sessions. Of course, not all the information you need is in this video because there's no way I can condense and put everything that I've learned into, 30 minutes. It's taken me 6 years of studying and reading books and watching videos and, doing everything that I can, being involved on ITC sites and to learn every aspect that I can. And I'm still evolving, I'm still learning, as many of us are. So now it's up to you. Do the research, read some books, watch more videos, get involved, experiment. Don't be afraid. Protect yourself, stay focused, keep logs of everything you do, and just keep doing it diligently, and you will get the responses that you see from some of the more advanced ITC researchers out there. I hope this video helped, and you have a great day, and thanks for watching.